have a garden with a stone that had my
I like 100 copies made of this.
telling me it won't be long.
Dear Movie Studios.
It's my movie screenplay.
I finished my movie screenplay. 99, 100. I'm gonna be a millionaire.
That's wonderful, Ray.
It's a cartoon.
The studios will pay like $10 million for a good screenplay script. That money might help me get away from here, but to be truly happy, I gotta take something with me.
I want to play in LA. I want to play in LA.
Anything you do 100 times is bound to pay off.
Well, you and I aren't quite up to that number, but you let me know.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Dreaming Hollywood. It will be debuting online, streaming, digital Blu-ray everywhere on March 22nd. I'm Kuya P, and as you see on the screen, I have some special guests, y'all. I have Turk Matthews, the star of Dreaming Hollywood, as well as the writer and director, Frank Martinez. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Excellent, excellent. So I got to know, this is a wild ride. I have a lot of feelings about this. I literally got done watching it about an hour ago to prep for this conversation. So I have so many things to say, so many things to talk to you about. But I want to start from the beginning, if you don't mind. Frank, as the writer director, tell me where this germ of an idea came to you and you wanted to talk about this and bring this into your art with this amazing film called Dreaming Hollywood.
Well, thanks for having us. Basically, anytime anyone on the planet thinks of something, it's not an original idea. Chances are there's a bunch of people on the same planet thinking the exact same thing. But imagine someone who's extremely untalented and he makes something and it gets rejected 100 times, but then one day he finds out someone actually stole it. And then he goes on a rampage to find out why and how it was stolen. And he starts with the copy boy and it goes on and on. His victims add up from there. And I thought that would be interesting. I made a short of it and he recommended a short that he was in. He recommended that we stretch it to a feature, which I thought was crazy. And then 2.5 years later, we finished shooting it.
All right. And so, yeah, that's a perfect segue for you, Turk. You came on as well. You're credited as well as one of the producers on this to help Frank make this happen.
Co-executive producers. We put our paychecks together, pretty much. Took no funding from anyone else. Every weekly paycheck we put into the movie.
Yeah, sometimes you got to do it to make your dreams happen. I know that very well as an indie filmic. Again, I've been in this game. It's kind of what led me to being this host, and I'll bring that up in a second when I talk about just like the storyline in this, because I relate with this in a lot of different ways, which is kind of crazy and scary in a way, maybe. But and as y'all know, so Turk, when you heard about this and you worked with Frank on the short and now into this full length feature, what did you think of the concept? How did your familiarity or just getting akin to this project start? Starting with the short film.
It was just a random, because we're buddies, and we always bouncing things off of each other. And he had something written and asked me if I would take time out of my day. And as an actor, you say, yeah, to help a friend out. And I didn't think anything of it. And we filmed it. He used it with an old camera that wouldn't do anything nowadays, right? And he called me 2 weeks later. I forgot I even did it, and showed me the footage, and I was blown away about what he could do with so little. I was like, dude, we need to do a feature film on this. We need to write a script with this character and expand it. He wanted to do, I think, like a 15-minute one, right?
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
I gotcha. So that was Fade Out Ray, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
All right.
and then the name got changed by the distribution component, and they talked us into using Dreaming Hollywood because using the name Hollywood in a title sells better than if we call it Fade Out Ray, and no one would understand what that meant. However, to the people that affectionately know it as Fade Out Ray, they always say they prefer the name Fade Out Ray. But oh well, that's how it goes.
I know that Hollywood pipeline and changing things. Yeah. All right. So it's now Dreaming Hollywood, but affectionately to the people that know and love it, Fade Out Ray as well. So we're making this full feature and we're expanding out this story. So tell me the genesis a little bit of making it into now this full-length feature and expanding out. I would assume the characters, the storyline, your character Turk of Ray. Tell me how that all now moving into that part of it to make it into what it is now that we know.
Well, we started with Ray. Okay, originally as far as his physical attributes, originally I thought of the wrestler Sergeant Slaughter, the guy from the 80s and 90s.
Big fan.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I pictured a blockhead kind of guy with shades and everything, shaved head. And then, but he decided another riff. He decided to grow his hair out and be more Shaggy from Scooby-Doo kind of looking. And it just grew on me and it worked. He was comfortable that way. And then we were blessed with the fact that we had to audition very, very little because everyone that came our way just fit, just worked. And we were blessed that way.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So I want to stay on the story before I gotta give some love to some of the cast, as well as you, Turk. But you can chime in on this as well. So this concept. So you both work together again to expand out this story. As a filmmaker, actor myself, the reason why you see me in front of you now is I've been in the trenches since 1995 as an actor, getting typecast, getting everything under the sun. And so that's why I relate with this film so much. It's not an easy film. I'll be honest with you. It's not easy, but it reflects for me, it reflects my anger and frustration. And I think as this Turk, your character of Ray, of trying to get his film sold, just everything in concept that you said before within the short, and then you just kind of expanded out that. I think as actors and as filmmakers, especially us indie guys, that just keep on chugging at it, this love, this passion that we have for this industry, but it just never makes it. So like, I can completely relate with this film. Was that where you pulled from and this genesis and just putting it out there in this anger? It's beautifully shot. Kudos to your DP and your editing efforts as well, Frank. Tell me about that. And just to me, this is an ode to that anger, and I love it for that.
Well, it's about Hollywood and LA, and in part, ostensibly, it's about LA, but there was a broader commentary on humanity.
Yeah.
Why do we want success? What is the definition of happiness? Is it having money? Is it being in a Hollywood movie? Is it looking like a big shot? And that's basically, so that the movie is littered with these kinds of people. And do you recall the Skype character, the girl who was pregnant? Okay, so that girl, to me, she's like the conscience of the movie. She's probably the one that we should aspire to be like, because she's the one that makes the decision. If I want to make the world a better place, I want to take my baby that's in my belly away from this violent, unstable cop, so that I can raise the baby in some kind of harmony and it doesn't grow up to be someone like Rudy the villain or like Ray
That's why
Balfe.
we have that shot where it cuts to him after she says that.
Yeah.
So Ray, you had to imbue all of this. Ray, I'm sorry, Turk, Ray, same character. Tell me about that. And I think I was looking at some other interviews you've done as well. As actors, we get typecast, limited opportunities. We don't get a chance to show our full range. And I know that was one of the things you really got to do in this project. Can you tell me about giving yourself and turning yourself into Ray?
It was the role of a lifetime. And I don't know if it gets better than this, like to be able, our favorite movies growing up were like, like The Shining or like, Falling Down or those type of movies. You want to have someone slowly, unravel. And with Frankie and I, we were in constant touch during the writing process, and he asked me for what I like, and we worked back and forth while he was writing the script, so that helped in the process. But yeah, I love the role, and it was great to unravel like that.
I love it. What would you say was the hardest? When you're as an actor, we're setting our script up, we're getting ready for particular scenes. There's a scene that you really anticipate in a way. Was there a particular moment, without any spoilers or anything like that, for people that haven't seen it yet, that you were really looking forward to, or maybe that you can kind of describe?
Actually, there were two. The brothel scene where Ray is with Maureen in bed and has the big dance scene prior to it. That was a really touching scene. And then the bar scene was a lot of our friends, like a close friend, Chris Kincaid, was in it. So it was a pleasure to act with him. And we had a lot going on. And for us, that was the first day that we were like, we really can do this, because it was a 2-man team all along, just the two of us. And we had to run the whole show. Frankie, especially, kudos to him as a director. He was acting in it, and we were a 2-man crew. We had a couple people, pretty much our DPs were like cameramen, because Frankie, they were all Frankie's shots that he picked pretty much.
Awesome.
And he told them what he wanted,
It was collaborative, though. The DPs did help a lot, because I was ignorant, this being my first film. I mean, I knew pretty much what I wanted in the frame, but they helped bring it out,
Amazing. There's some wonderful shots in this. I forgot the character's name, but when he's sitting on the couch, kind of like the pimp character that's actually behind me.
Rudy.
That's
Rudy Acquanicchio.
His arm kind of stretches out in a way, or it's alluded to. That was brilliant. I thought that was amazing.
Well, thank you so much.
Well
I appreciate you pointing that out, because that was a little touch I put in there. I didn't know that anyone was going to get it or whatever, but that's good. Thanks a lot.
Oh, amazing. Great job on that, man. Well done. So for you, Frank, kind of same question I asked Turk. What was there a scene that you were anticipating that you were really looking forward to after you wrote it, and then you're now on set, you're now in production, that you were looking forward to the most, that was going to be like the scene that needs to be right in this film?
The scene that I was both looking forward to shooting and seeing it in the theater was the discovery that Ray makes when he comes home after receiving all those rejection letters. He sees something on his bed. So that's the scene. I don't know if you're referring to what I'm talking about, but he sees something very peculiar that just happens to be in his apartment once he gets home, after being at the lowest point of the movie for him.
Got it. Okay. I love that. I love those little nuggets. So when I rewatch it, I'll have that added value there. So let's talk about the rest of this amazing cast that you got. Like you said, it wasn't difficult for you. I would assume some friends that because again, Turk, both of you guys have been in this industry for a bit. Tell me about just some of these other actors that fulfilled these roles. Like this wild looking guy behind. He was a very interesting character. Well, look wise, and so it was kind of cool. In different
Believe it or not, he was in what was the movie in the 80s?
His name is, he has one name. His name is Elliot. You can find him on IMDb. And he was in one of the most iconic movies of the 80s called, oh my gosh, Stand and Deliver. Stand and Deliver.
Okay.
About the barrio teacher who teaches a bunch of kids calculus, and they end up being like the smartest kids in the state and everything. That kind of a story. He was in that, and then he did 21 Jump Street. He did quite a few things, and we just stumbled upon him after I cast. There's a character named Brandon who plays Rudy's sidekick. Okay, you'll see him. I met with him, and he showed me one of his short films. That's where I saw him, and I said, "That guy is weird enough to put in this. It's put in our movie."
Awesome. He watched a couple of because we had already filmed a couple of scenes, and he said, "I'm in," with that voice.
Awesome. I love it. So some of the other many highlights that I saw that I've found out from October, shout out to October Coast PR. You got DMX and Onyx, this soundtrack, beyond just some of the other just amazing tracks, but I'm kind of a hip hop guy. So when I noticed that there, I was like, amazing. So how did that happen? And rest in peace to DMX.
Yeah.
How did you license some of this material to put into the film?
Luckily, our distributor, Cleopatra, is owned by Cleopatra Records. Cleopatra Records have a bunch of artists in their roster, and they own the masters of those Onyx tunes and of the DMX tune. And in most premiere screenings, they kind of like don't roll the closing credits. But last night we had our premiere, and we let the closing credits roll with the lights still down because DMX's tune plays throughout the closing credits. So we wanted everybody to hear that tune, and then we praised him after the lights went up.
That's awesome. That's
awesome. Kudos to Tim Yasui.
Tim Yasui of Cleopatra Entertainment hooked that up.
So the soundtrack and then dancing. Can you tell me, is music something of your heart as well, both gentlemen? Because there's quite a bit of that. You know, there's the music, there's dancing. It's a wild ride.
Yeah, I love dancing.
Okay.
I grew up with West Side Story. I love dancing. You know, I even liked movies like Crush Groove and Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo and all that stuff. Yeah. Anything that has dancing, I like it. I'm not a fan of the Step Up movies, I got to be honest. But all the other movies, I love them. And I wanted to put a little number, and I wanted to create a very vulnerable moment for Ray. That's the moment when he's most alive, when he's romancing his prostitute and he's doing his funny, clumsy dance.
I love it. I won't mention that I was in one of the Step Up movies, but they cut a lot of my stuff, so it's all right.
Oh.
No worries. Yeah,
hey, they're well above me. I'm just saying I personally, but they're well above me as filmmakers. So yeah, I'm certainly not saying I'm as good as they are.
No, I'm with you. It's all good. So this was a crazy ride, and now you're putting it out there. March 22nd is coming to digital Blu-ray on demand everywhere. Amazon, you guys got to check it out. I'm going to definitely suggest it to my filmmaking friends, my actor friends. This it's a interesting film. I don't know if it's for everybody, but I've seen comparisons with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Tarantino, Coen Brothers films. How do you tell it to everybody? In regards to, you're pushing this film, you're marketing it to everybody. I think it's very interesting. I feel it, but I don't know if it's for everybody. And that's what's kind of hard when you're describing films to friends, right? So I'm curious for you guys as filmmakers, and it's your baby, selling your baby, what do you say? And
you're right. It won't be for everybody. You're absolutely
right. Yeah, we made it because that's what the movies we like, and that's what we wanted to make. And there's an audience for everything, like.
I completely agree. Yeah.
That's why I'm sorry, go on.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, I'm going to suggest it to my friends and let people know that I know that would appreciate a film like this, So I definitely think it deserves to be out there. And again, my props to you both, gentlemen, because I know how hard it is to make a film. And you want to create what you love. And sometimes if Hollywood doesn't give you the money, you just got to fucking do it yourself. And that's what I'm doing, doing this and supporting you guys. And I want to send you all my love in regards to that. So keep it up, man. I want to know what else you guys got going on. But yeah, just how are you marketing it to other people and just this journey, any things you would want to say to other filmmakers like myself and pushing and making this happen?
Yes. First of all, I want to say that this kind of struggle is enjoyable. You will laugh, you will cry, you will be this close to fighting your best friends and stuff like that. But in the end, it's true. I am so more philosophically grounded because it's true, that cliche. The journey is what counts, not the results. You find all your happiness in the work. Yeah. So if you have $5,000-$10,000, we made ours for $75K. So maybe people a lot of people don't have a lot of time to put aside $75K, but we somehow did it. It took us almost 3 years. But just put together $5K, $10K, grab your cell phone and just have fun. Shoot all of the time. It doesn't matter who else likes it. Just do what you like to do. Put down your vision.
I'd say for actors, don't waste your time on acting class. You could go and do a couple of them to get yourself started and start taking that money and connecting with creative friends and start making things. That's how you learn, and that's how you get things done.
Yeah, it's true. Formal education is probably a little overrated because experience is more important.
I'm not saying don't go to acting class. I'm saying don't continue. Like, you don't need to continue for 15 years in acting class. It's in you after a certain point. Right. And start to take that money that you put into those acting classes and start to put it into projects, because that's how you get done in the digital age.
I feel that. No, I would agree in different ways. For some, it could acting class might help them. Some, you know, it may not. And I completely agree on both sides with what you guys are saying. Having put my reps in as an actor and then also putting reps in as a filmmaker and a producer, getting people involved. I love it. So you guys did this Dreaming Hollywood. You're on this promotional campaign for it. But what's next? So you have this under your belt now. I know you're hungry to do something else. Can you maybe give me some clues or a little bit of vibe on what's both on your plate?
Yeah, after a little hiatus of partying,
Yes, you gotta enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm gonna, as soon as my hangover is over, I will go back to, we're developing a more conventional horror script. It's that kind of story. A group of kids stumble onto a secret society and spooky things start happening. It's one of those kind of, and but we're gonna put in our little touches like we did with Dreaming Hollywood. It won't be that conventional, and we're developing that. We don't know if we're gonna make it, but we certainly want to sell it and finish it.
Okay. What about you, Turk?
Just gonna ride the wave. We'll see what happens. Right now, actually, believe it or not, because of COVID, I moved back east to Connecticut. I'm working a 9 to 5, so
okay.
Just waiting to see where this takes me.
I gotcha. I feel you, man. We got to do what we got to do in order to make our dreams happen and keep pushing. Well, Turk and Frank, man, thank you guys so much for this time. I wish you nothing but the best because so I've been there, done that, still doing that. So, we got to continue to and never give up on our hopes and dreams, man. I love it. As those projects come through, Frank, please let me know. I'd love to have you back, talk about it. You as well, Turk, man, wherever your journey takes you, please come and I will give you your flowers and to celebrate as you push it along.
Dreaming Hollywood is going to be on for the digital. It's going to be on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Xbox, Vudu. We're going to be on demand, Verizon, Vubiquity, and Dish.
There you go. March 22nd, right?
March 22nd. And that's for now. Who knows? It might pick up some steam and get a few more in there.
Hell yeah. Let's make that happen, y'all. And what else, other socials do you guys have? Are you guys on the socials? Are there any links I can put in the description as well as for those people listening, how they can follow you guys?
We have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And it's all the same thing, at Dreaming Hollywood Film. So I guess email it to you or
I also have it in the description, guys, and in my final edit I'll put it up on the screen so people can check you guys out. But I'm gonna give you all the love and the follows and subscribes, and I want to keep in touch. So again, I can have you back to show you love and show you support.
For sure.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Patrick.
There you go, guys. Frank Martinez, Turk Matthews. I am Kuya P. Give them all the follows at Dreaming Hollywood Film on
Dreaming
Twitter.
Hollywood Film, yeah.
There you go. Give them a follow. And for me, it's the legend Kuya P on Twitter, TikTok, and IG. And of course, at New Release Wednesday and at the NRW, where nerds rule the world, where we're dreaming Hollywood. Catch it on March 22nd. There you go, guys.
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Frank Martinez.
And I'm Turk Matthews.
And we are the creators of Dreaming Hollywood, premiering March 22nd, distributed by Cleopatra Entertainment. Our sales representatives are House of Film. And we have just had a great time talking with a great cinephile, a great leader and champion of independent cinema.
Nerds Rule the World.
Starring Kuya P. Welcome, everybody. I'm Frank Martinez.
I'm Turk Matthews.
We are the creators of Dreaming Hollywood, a satire about Los Angeles and about humanity in general. It's about all these things that affect us, all these desires that we have. It's about all the hypocrisies and the contradictions of the human condition. But don't take us wrong. It's not that serious of a movie. It's a little dark, but you'll have quite a bit of fun with it. It's not for everybody. It's rated R. but you will remember it. Love it or hate it, you will remember it.
And we're going to be here on Nerds World of the World.
Starring Kuya P, the master cinephile, the leader and champion of independent cinema. Hello, everybody. I'm Frank Martinez.
And I'm Turk Matthews.
And we are sorry, here we go. Hi, I'm Frank Martinez.
And I'm Turk Matthews.
And we
are here with Nerds World of the World.
Starring Kuya P, the champion of independent cinema.
And we're here to talk about Dreaming Hollywood, our new film coming out.
A Los Angeles dark, funny satire set in Los Angeles, of course. And it's about the movie industry, and it's about people, how much we hate and love each other. And we hope you have a lot of fun with it.
It's coming out March 22nd on digital, iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, Xbox, Vudu. It's on demand, Verizon, Vubiquity, and Dish.
Rated R. Not for the kids, but let them sneak in the theater anyway.